Now at 6, a KGW weather impact alert as high wind has the potential to knock out power for Christmas Eve.
I think the thing that everyone's got going on in their mind right now is, man, this is tough timing.
Also tonight, a struggling Portland neighborhood suddenly loses even more businesses.
I know that we've been in Oldtown holding the block down for a long time, but it's time to move on.
Then, why city leaders say early holiday shopping stats are encouraging.
I think we've definitely turned a corner this year.
Plus, not much snow, but a whole lot of stoke.
Skiing is freedom, so I get to go wherever and do whatever.
Why this year's start to Mount Hood ski season is now making history.
First at 6, we begin with what may be the calm before a Christmas Eve storm, which means we're declaring a KGW weather impact alert. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanet.
And I'm David Molko. We're once again talking about gusty winds strong enough to take down trees and power lines and potentially to disrupt holiday travel. I know, right? Perfect timing. Let's get right to live team coverage, starting with meteorologist Joe Ranieri. So, Joe, what's the very latest?
Well, hey, I don't want to sound dramatic here, but if you haven't had a chance to wrap up your gifts, I do it now because there's a chance that you could be doing it with no power and in the dark if this windstorm does hold to fruition. So, wind advisory will be in place from 7 a.m. tomorrow until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This red color is a high wind warning through parts of southern Oregon. There's also a wind advisory through the east side of the state. So it could be pretty impactful. Not a whole lot of agreement on the track, but I'm expecting to see this system coming in from Northern California, bringing in widespread wind and breezy conditions from tomorrow afternoon, late morning, I should say, in the early part of the afternoon. So here's a look at the weather headlines for the weather impact alert. Wind advisory most of the day tomorrow with gusts anywhere from 50 to 50 mile per hour, but there's a chance a few models I'm seeing could produce gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Again, make sure you have some flashlights nearby and have your cell phone charged up because we could be losing power here for a short time late tomorrow morning into the afternoon. Gusts will be picking up between, I'd say, noon and 1 o'clock. By 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you guys, it's pretty much all done. But if there's power outages, it could take a while for people to get back those lights, especially as they get ready to have some celebrations for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Yeah, appreciate you keeping us updated on all this, Joe. Thank you.
All right, team coverage continues with Devin Haskins. Now, Devin, once again, the big concern, the power going out, especially on a holiday. What are you hearing?
Yeah, we talked with both PGE and Pacific Power. Both companies saying their crews will be prepared, but also ready to move wherever those power outages happen. Recognize not exactly the best timing because of the rain last week, saturating those tree roots, but also the holiday week or holidays coming up later this week.
Christmas Eve could be a busy day for power crews and a stressful time for anyone hoping to keep the lights on through the holiday. Power companies say the timing couldn't be worse.
I think the thing that everyone's got going on in their mind right now is, man, this is tough timing. This is tough.
PGE serves about 2 million customers in our region. They say the storm will impact their entire service area. With wind gusts predicted in the 30 to 50 mile an hour range, a big concern is trees with root bases already soaked from all the rain.
When the rain really gets into the soil after a while, it does loosen up the soil. And so when we have those southerly winds, it can impact trees a little more than it would, say, in like August or September.
And whatever comes, they say they'll be ready.
Last week, we used a lot of power poles, a lot of cables, but we still have plenty of material, plenty of supplies ready to go. If and when we have to use it.
Pacific Power, the other major provider in Oregon, serves over 600,000 customers in Oregon.
Depending on where the impacts are, we're able to have the flexibility to move them to the areas most impacted.
And both power companies are urging customers to prepare now. Have a plan in place when the power's out. Update your contact info with your utility company. And
making sure you have an outage kit. That can mean extra batteries, flashlights, blankets, any non-perishable items, so you have extra food around.
Well, best case scenario, obviously, no power outages. But in case of a power outage, always a good idea to have that cell phone charged. But also, if you do come across a power line down, always treat it as live, no matter if you see it sparking or not. They say that doesn't always happen. Back to you.
Yeah, going to go home and make sure my power banks are charged up tonight, just in case. Thank you, Devin. Yep. We'll stay up to date on the forecast. All you have to do is just text the word weather to the number on your screen. That's 503-226-5088, and we'll text you right over a link to our story on KGW.com. It is updated multiple times throughout the day, so you get the most accurate forecast. You can also download the KGW mobile app or tune in anytime on our free TV app, KGW+.
Doesn't hurt to fill up the gas tank either. Meanwhile, the weather is cause for celebration on Mount Hood, where after a late start, yes, it is finally ski season.
Celine Stevens visited Mount Hood Meadows, which opened today, to see all the excitement.
Ski season may have started late, but if anything, that just got people even more excited to be out here hitting the slopes. Now, although not every lift is open, especially for the more advanced trails, hundreds of skiers still came out to enjoy the fresh snow.
We're all rearing to go, get out on the snow.
Oh, I'm a Meadows fan. It's my mountain home, so I love it here.
This today is great. This is not bad at all. So everyone just loves it.
It's opening day of ski season for Mount Hood Meadows after a slow start this year.
It's taken a while for Mother Nature to deliver us some snow.
Better late than never, yeah, but it was pretty hard to take all that rain and waiting for this snow.
Greg Pack, president of Mount Hood Meadows Ski Resort, says his team did an amazing job making sure they were ready to open.
We needed to haul snow around. We have incredible snow hauling capabilities. Took stuff from our parking lot, put it in lower areas on the mountain to build ramps and stuff like that.
The work paid off on opening day.
We have our ballroom carpet open, we have a buttercup lift, and we also have Daisy and Easy Rider. So we have 4 different lifts open.
Well, the ones we love aren't open yet, but we're enjoying just being able to be on Meadows again.
Just the freedom, in the powder snow, just being up on the mountain too is a lot of it.
The more advanced trails having to hold off on opening until more snow falls, but that didn't stop some from having a blast.
We were just excited to get up to the mountain, and this was our first chance. Plus, it's my son's birthday, so it worked out well.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
Last year, this resort opened in mid-November, and Pack says this is the latest start the resort has ever had. He says advanced online tickets sold out for the first 2 days, but while the slopes were busy, in a typical season, they'd usually see a lot more people.
Today we only have 1,000 or so, a little over 1,000, but it's not a lot of terrain. Well, this time of year, that's about 20% of what we do normally on a day like today.
For many, the excitement of getting back out on the slopes with family made up for the late start.
I'm here with my son, Lincoln. And my other half, Kimmy's up on the hill somewhere still. Skiing is freedom, so I get to go wherever and do whatever.
Timberline Ski Resort opened over the weekend, and Ski Bowl is expected to open on Christmas Day. As for here at Meadows, night skiing is not yet open because they need a bit more snow on the ground. Meadows hours are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. At Mount Hood Meadows, Celine Stevens, KGW News.
To new developments tonight surrounding the Trump administration's attempts to send National Guard troops to American cities. The U.S. Supreme Court has now turned down an emergency request from the administration to deploy the Guard in Chicago, essentially letting a lower court ruling stand. The court rejected, with 3 justices dissenting, the administration's argument that the situation on the ground was so chaotic that it justified sending in troops. While it is a preliminary decision that only involves Chicago to likely bolster other cities that have challenged potential deployments, such as Portland. In Portland's lawsuit, by the way, a judge permanently barred the Trump administration from sending in troops to protect federal facilities in response to the ruling. Governor Tina Kotek releasing a statement tonight saying, part quote, "In Oregon, 100 service members remain in limbo. It is past time for President Trump to send them home."
New tonight, Portland police now believe stolen copper wiring contributed to a deadly crash this month near the airport. Investigators shared this picture of the damaged wires inside a transfer box, which controls the traffic lights. This happened at I-205 and Airport Way the morning of Thursday, December 11th. Police say a semi-truck turned onto Airport Way where the traffic lights were not working and collided with a motorcycle. The motorcyclist, 52-year-old James Goldsmith from Fairview, was killed. Police hope people reach out if they saw someone tampering with the traffic control box near the southbound I-205 off-ramp and Airport Way.
The Washington State Patrol is looking for a second vehicle it believes was involved in the death of a trooper near the port of Tacoma. Trooper Tara Marissa Gooting died last Friday, authorities say, after she was hit multiple times while responding to a crash. Now, the first driver remained at the scene. The second, investigators say, was in a dark-colored pickup. that struck the trooper while she was already lying motionless on the ground. That truck kept driving south.
She's gone out and handled 1,000 of these crashes, right? And unfortunately, this time she didn't get to go home. And we need to solve this crime.
The first driver has not been charged. Troopers continue to hold a 24-hour vigil over her vehicle at a memorial outside State Trooper headquarters.
Back in Portland, 2 businesses are leaving the city's Oldtown neighborhood, and we're told more could follow. Blair Best also spoke with other businesses hoping to stick it out.
Oldtown is a hub of social services, places where homeless people can go for food, shelter, treatment, you name it. But that's all taking a toll on the small businesses here just trying to get by. Monday morning in Portland's Oldtown neighborhood, a familiar scene. Paramedics respond to an overdose on the corner of Northwest 6th Avenue and Cooch Street.
It's a rough reality, but I think what really needs to be focused on is the people here that need help.
The street crisis, no doubt, has its impact on those trying to run a business in Oldtown.
We've been making sandwiches in Oldtown for over a decade.
Charles Matuk runs Charlie's Deli. His neighbor, Deadstock Coffee Roasters, is leaving at the end of this month.
God, I wish we had a better stay in the neighborhood.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, E-Weezy.
The coffee company made the announcement on social media.
On December 31st, we're going to be leaving from here. I know that we've been in Oldtown holding the block down for a long time, but it's time to move on.
We, of course, are sad to see him go.
Levi Martinez works at this leather shop on the same block.
We definitely have been broken into here.
He's thinking of moving too.
I think Oldtown has definitely been changing, and with Deadstock living and not having enough people in this area will definitely help us to think about the relocation.
This month, Index PDX, a sneaker consignment store, announced it's closing its Oldtown location after more than 12 years and going fully online.
I've heard a few other businesses that I can see right out the window that might not be sticking around more than a few more months.
A spokesperson for Portland Mayor Keith Wilson tells KGW the city of Portland values the contributions that Deadstock Coffee Roasters and Index PDX have made to Oldtown. Prosper Portland has worked to support them through challenges, including decrease of worker and tourism foot traffic in Oldtown, livability and public safety concerns, and the related decline in sales they've experienced.
We're in a social services neighborhood. I don't know that social services have taken the responsibility of making sure that their clientele, is respectful of neighboring businesses.
Charles holds out hope.
We're sticking out. We decided to stay another 10 years. We moved from 4th to 5th and signed another 10-year lease, so we're not going anywhere.
A city spokesperson tells me revitalizing Portland's economy with a focus on downtown businesses is the mayor's next push as we step into the new year. In Oldtown, Blair Best, KGW News.
And KGW News continues in just 2 minutes. By the way, if you're thinking about flying south for better weather, then Southern California probably isn't your spot.
What makes this storm unique is that the brunt of the rainfall is expected to occur right through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Sounds pretty dicey. The evacuation's already in place as residents reconsider their plans.
And a sign of progress in Portland. Holiday shopping numbers are back on the rise in the Rose City. We'll break down the new report.
And have you heard of Skimo? Oh, we'll meet one of the athletes hoping to climb their way to gold in Italy. Stay with us.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended coverage on KGW Plus.
And it's actually, this is one of the first times in a while where it's felt like a real pleasure to be downtown.
Well, that sounds positive. Christmas is less than 2 days out. It seems the Rose City has something to celebrate in terms of the number of people shopping downtown and where they're coming from.
Our Catherine Cook explains why.
As city officials released numbers they say reflect increased foot traffic this Christmas season compared to last year, and in some cases, nearly to pre-pandemic levels. They're really encouraged by that and can't wait to see what the future brings. Between the twinkle lights, shopping bags, and darting through the rain, you could feel the energy and urgency Monday night. And are you done with your Christmas shopping?
I will be, hopefully by the end of the day today.
Many shoppers in Portland's Pearl District picked up on something else.
Like when I've come down here, always seems to be getting better each year, especially right now. There's so many people like out shopping and stuff, so it feels good to be down here, yeah.
But does that feeling reflect reality or just holiday excitement? On Monday, the city shared new numbers suggesting things really are getting better, at least when it comes to holiday foot traffic downtown. The data from Prosper Portland and Placer AI shows 130,700 visitors hit Portland's Central City West Side on Small Business Saturday, November 29th. That's 20% more than last year and just 8% less than 2019, before the pandemic.
Right after the pandemic, it looked much worse. It looked like a scene out of Mad Max. It was quite stressful to be in, but now it feels like the Portland I grew up in.
Henry Lovegren lives out of state now, which makes changes, good and bad, really stand out on these hometown visits.
I'd say there are definitely challenges that you see, but you know, to have a positivity bias, it looks great right now. I mean, this area in particular I really like, and I feel very safe.
I think we've definitely turned a corner this year.
Eric Fry is manager at the Made Here store in the Pearl.
Money spent, in the community, stays in the community a lot more.
The store's been here 11 years, but Fry says they lost a ton of business after so many downtown employees started working from home. But this season, he says suburban shoppers are returning.
I don't know how many times today I've heard, oh my gosh, the store's amazing. It's so beautiful. Like, how long have you been here for? And it's like, you only get that if people weren't coming downtown before, so it is nice to hear it.
Who knows what next season will bring, or what Portland will look like during Henry Lovegren's next visit, but he can hope.
We all hope Portland has an amazing recovery and further growth into the next year.
And after Christmas, the city's hoping for another economic push. They're hosting a New Year's Eve drone show at Pioneer Courthouse Square. They hope that brings out families and a lot of shoppers to really finish this year strong. In downtown Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Yeah, we can all hope, and we can all be part of it. All right, let's return to our weather impact alert now. And while the Portland Metro braces for powerful winds Christmas Eve, California is already planning some evacuations.
So starting early tomorrow, Southern California is expected to get torrential rain that will continue through the night. There are threats of flash flooding and mudslides, especially in the LA area where there are burn scars from the deadly wildfires in January. Strong wind will add to the danger with the potential of bringing down trees and power lines. And another storm is expected to follow on Christmas Day into Friday.
Yeah, it sounds like this is sort of related to what's going to happen up here as well.
Exactly right. And the West Coast has just been getting hit storm after basically the last 2 or 3 weeks. And for this time around, for us here in the Pacific Northwest, it's not going to be the rain, it's going to be the wind. There will be a little bit of rain, but I'm tracking some very strong winds that arrive by midday tomorrow. It's a quick event, you guys. The peak gusts will last from midday until about 2-3 o'clock or so. So showers pick up tonight. Next, I'm tracking those strong winds that arrive tomorrow morning. We'll start off with some east winds, then we'll start to see that southerly flow. We'll definitely notice our temperatures a little bit warmer. And what's new is the peak of these winds are going to be anywhere from potentially 50 to 55 mile an hour winds, but some models are suggesting we could see some spots close to 60. I think the higher winds are going to be to our east. So when is the weather impact? All day tomorrow from basically 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's when that wind advisory is in place. With gusts anywhere from 35 to 55 miles an hour and our saturated ground, we could easily see down trees and power lines. Power outages, widespread power outages, that is definitely possible. So this is that upper level low that we're going to be starting to see the wind move in from, kind of break apart from that big system in California. As it does, it's going to make a track heading north and going to be bringing in a widespread wind and a little bit of some showers. But again, like I said, the weather story for tomorrow is going to be that wind. If it tracks and just stays to our south, I don't think it's going to really move much into the metro area. We could still be seeing windy conditions, but we're not going to be talking about 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It could be closer to 30. But if it goes a little bit more north, we're looking at 55 to potentially 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Right now, downtown Portland, again, it's very quiet tonight, 45 degrees and dry. As we look at the timing on this, so here we are early tomorrow morning, just after midnight, we'll start to see that east wind. You can kind of see where the arrows are going, coming in from the east, and then it will quickly switch heading into late morning, early part of the afternoon. That purple color is showing close to 45 to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts throughout the west side of the state. And then by the late part of afternoon, those wind gusts really quiet down. But again, if we're looking at gusts for maybe a couple of hours of 40 to 50 miles an hour, we're looking at widespread power outages, and the winds will continue along the central and eastern side of the state heading into Christmas Day. Right now, outside the capital in Salem, temperature of 44 degrees. Winds are pretty light coming in from the north-northwest, 6 miles an hour. If you're spending any time in the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley, those wind gusts will be climbing right around peak gusts probably by late morning tomorrow, so be aware of that. Here's a look at that wind advisory. It's that brown color throughout much of the west side of the state. Now, the weather impact alert isn't for the coast, but the coast could still see some very windy conditions. You travel into the southeast side of the state, it's a high wind warning from tomorrow morning until the afternoon hours. And as we go into the futurecast, we'll show you the rain. It's pretty not much going to impact us here in the metro area. There could be some passing showers, and that is about it. Rainfall amounts are going to be on the lighter side. So here's a look at the weather impact alert for the valley. A very windy afternoon. Peak gusts last at least from noon to about 2 o'clock or so, and then things will really start to die down with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. In the metro area, east winds in the morning switching to that southerly flow with temperatures in the mid-50s. And on that day plan, we'll be seeing a mix of clouds and sunshine to start things off. Gusts right around 50 to 55 miles an hour throughout the late morning, early part of the afternoon. That weather impact alert up for tomorrow. Christmas Day looks to be more dry than wet, and that'll be the case heading into Friday as well.
Okay, I appreciate you keeping tabs on all of this. Thank you, Joe.
Still ahead, the brand new Olympic sport that combines a little bit of skiing, a little bit of climbing, and a whole lot of daring. Ski-mo next.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On weather impact alert days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, the Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina are just 45 days out. It looks like skiing legend Lindsey Vonn will be competing once again.
So Vonn locked in one of the 4 spots on Team USA. The now 5-time Olympian won gold in Vancouver in 2010 and retired from the sport in 2019 due to injuries. Her comeback began 5 years later in 2024 after undergoing a partial knee replacement surgery. Vonn says Cortina feels like home to her. It's where she earned her first podium. It's also the place where she broke the Women's World Cup win record.
Congratulations to her. Okay, let's talk about ski-mo. No, not ski ball. This is a sport where athletes essentially run up a mountain and then ski down it.
Yeah, pretty extreme, right? Well, it's making its debut. Eli Rosenberg introduces us to one of the athletes trying to make the team.
When you're as cool of a dude as this, you need an Olympic sport to match, which makes ski-mo the perfect fit for Arthur Whitehead.
For me, that's really a dream come true.
Before we go deeper than this snow, ski-mo is short for ski mountaineering. Athletes race to climb up a mountain wearing special climbing skins. And once at the top, they race down. The sport making its Olympic debut this February.
A little nerve-wracking, but also just like really exciting. And I'm super excited that more people who aren't familiar with the sport are going to get to see what it's all about.
Whitehead, who grew up in Concord and Cambridge, discovering this sport as a way to train for his first love, cross-country running. And once in, he was hooked.
Go, 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 go!
Over the past 2 seasons, he's been the top-ranked North American in the Sprint World Cup. And when he isn't training, Whitehead is an engineer designing solar panels for spacecraft. Because why not?
It's really cool, for me anyways, to like something I've worked on, to know that it's, hundreds of miles above us orbiting around in space.
A New England native with an out-of-this-world career, mastering a sport on the verge of hitting new heights.
I grew up watching the Olympics, and like that's always been in my mind sort of the pinnacle of sport. So it's super cool to see sort of the sport I've really loved for several years sort of get this chance to be sort of combined with the Olympics.
I love how the Olympics evolve.
Yeah.
Opening ceremony Friday, February 6th, right here on KGW.
I'm tired just watching them. That does it here for us at 6. Don't forget, you can watch KGW News, including your full weather impact forecast, anytime. Just download our free KGW Plus TV app. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire.
If we don't see you tonight at 11 or back here tomorrow night, a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.